Hello everyone, this is Babamots. Welcome to another Homeworlds game commentary. This time I'm looking at a game between Andy Looney and Cooper John. You may not be surprised to hear that this is the Andy Looney of Looney Labs that makes and sells the pyramid pieces that are for playing Homeworlds. And this is John Cooper, who invented the game of Homeworlds. Though originally he thought of this as a four-player game, and it seems to have been Andy's idea that it really worked well as a two-player game. So we have them to thank for having Homeworlds to play. Anyway, they like to play together, and this is a match between them from April of 2022. Let's see how this goes. Andy goes first. I believe historically Andy wins somewhat more of their games than John does. They play together frequently, but John is full of surprises. So let's see what happens. All right, Andy has a yellow fortress. John has a yellow banker. Oh, and again, this is an older game, so the background has the wood texture again. Sorry if that's hurting your eyes. All right. Both of them building, not too surprising. Andy trades for yellow right away. That matches the small yellow star. John is not joining in the yellow. So John is in some danger of falling behind in yellow. Yep, Andy builds another yellow, so that's the end of the small yellows. John takes another green at home. Andy spreads out the yellow, probably wanting to build one of those mediums. John had better get another color or something at some point here. Andy builds the first medium. He gets it in green. John, oh yeah, it is time. It's early. It's pretty early for this, but John can do a factory/shopping spree. Nearly cleans out the greens. That does let Andy get an additional large, which I don't like very much for John. I think they might be better off just building a single. Yeah. All right, Andy now. Andy could take a medium yellow or a medium green. They could do a mini factory, sacrificing and rebuilding the G2 in their home to build in Hoth here. Ooh, or they could do a yellow shopping spree, nearly cleaning out the yellows. That's exciting. Yeah, they'd stick with that. Let's see what John does. Trades for that last yellow piece. Boy, getting shut out of yellows is pretty harsh. John has one yellow ship, but that can be hard to deal with. And when it matches your star, Andy was going to be able to push forward another yellow and threaten to destroy Andy's only John's only large ship and one of their stars. That's pretty harsh. Yeah, they changed their mind. They're not even going to bother to get that large ship. They're spreading out their greens some more. Okay, John's in a spot, and if they do this, then they're in a good spot for a green shopping spree. No, they decide to stick with the yellow. Okay. Well, we'll see where this leads us. Andy's not going to want to build that medium green, since it would open up the largest for John. But nor do I think they really want, well, Andy probably wouldn't mind trading away one of their yellows to red or blue, since John isn't in a good position to build more yellow. Yeah, by pushing forward a yellow ship, John's in danger of losing his only large ship and his yellow star. I don't know what he's going to do with this. Oh, he's going to concede. Okay, well, that was a very short game. Okay, I spoiled the game for myself slightly because I noticed that how long the slider bar was on the side of the screen. So I suspected this would be a short game, and I pulled up a second one. So here's another game with Andy and John. Andy's going first again. I'll go ahead and do 2 games in one video, and let that be a lesson to you to be very careful about letting anybody run away with any color. It can become too late very quickly. All right, here we go. Andy's up first again. This is a more recent game. This is from November 22, so we do have the starry background. All right, Yellow Fortress again. Yellow Banker again, although last time John picked a small yellow, medium blue. So this accelerates the blue economy instead of the yellow. We'll see if that makes a difference. They build. Andy goes for the blue, matching the blue star. John already seems like he's setting himself up to have a game similar to the last one. He's not joining in. He's not following the leader. Andy has a tempo advantage because he went first, and he's threatening to shut John out of blue. So I think if John needs to get on the ball and get into the blue, Andy actually, I think seems like Andy's been a little merciful here by not building that other blue to make things hard on John. Although John isn't in a position where he can even build. John can't really trade for blue anyway, because he'd have to trade away his large green at home, and then he can't build anything. So Andy, I guess, is in no rush to pick up that other blue piece. All right, Andy. Okay, at this point, I am pretty surprised that he didn't build that other blue, because now John will be able to trade. Oh, change his mind. Build a medium. Change his mind again. Trade for yellow. Change his mind again. Builds the blue. Moves to a blue. Okay. Yeah, that has a similar effect. Taking that blue piece out of the bank as a star will work out about the same. Although at this point, John's got enough, taken enough green out of the bank that John can build medium, and then we'll be able to trade for blue momentarily. So that's not so bad. But not if he builds it at the colony instead of at home, where he has access to blue technology to do the trade. If I'm Andy, I'm going to build, well, I might actually build the green. Maybe I build that G2 at home. Sticking with the blue? Okay. Trying to keep the blue out of reach for John. John pushing forward into Andy's colony. A little unusual. John doesn't have any red yet, but neither does Andy. Andy's little ship can't run away, but nor can it do much. If I'm Andy, I think well, let's see. Do I build green in the colony or at home? If Andy builds green, John factory builds the remaining 2 greens from the bank and comes up by a large. So Andy might be better off trading for yellow or red back home. I get nervous when nobody gets red for a long time. But Andy and John, neither one seems to be in a hurry to get red in the last game or in this one. Did anybody get a red ship in the last game? I'm not even sure. All right, yeah, Andy's thinking about trading for yellow, like I said. Or, okay, trading for red. If John does happen to build the small green here in this colony, then Andy could capture it. But if John continues to build green elsewhere, then not so much. All right, they commit to that. John has only green ships. Wouldn't hurt John to trade green for red back at home. Threaten to capture this little red, although I was thinking if Andy built another red here, then they would just trade back and forth, and it wouldn't be productive, but Andy can't build red there. They don't have any green. All right, John putting off getting red, instead getting some yellow. Andy also gets yellow. Okay, now John trades for red. Andy's little ship had better beware. I think Andy's just going to lose that little ship. He's going to use the time to build more blue. John captures the little red. Andy should probably get some red now. John could sacrifice the little yellow to move red into Andy's home. It'd be a bit of a nuisance. I think Andy just overall is better off getting some red now. That's the stuff. John has a head start in green and red to a lesser extent. They can also build yellow. Let's see what they pick. They like the yellow. No. Trade for yellow. Interesting. They can't build anything out in this colony, but they could if they pushed forward their green. John's got a nice forward position. I think I actually like John's position better overall right now. Here's Andy building blue. Yeah, John does not have any blue, so they're in some danger of getting totally cut out. Oh, John, what's that for? Pulling the yellow back to a blue star? Accelerating the blue economy more that you already got a disadvantage in? I don't like that move. I have no idea what that move is for. I don't see any good coming of that. It separates his ships so that his red can't move anymore. His yellow's less defended and might get attacked later. Might get threatened. I don't see any good coming of that. Okay, Andy spreads out the blues and is ready to... Andy's ready for a blue shopping spree. Andy can clear out the blues in one swoop now. If John had moved to a large blue star earlier, I would have understood that. Pulling the large blues out of the bank so that Andy can't build them. Okay, John's doing his shopping spree, getting the yellows. That's pretty good. And Andy doing a simple build of blue. Andy could do a shopping spree here, clear out all the blues. But they choose not to. All right. If I'm John, I'm thinking I either want to trade for green so that I either want to trade Y3 for G3 so that I can build back my Y3 and start getting a material advantage and, get some more green, more places to build, or I'm trying to trade into blue, trade one of my larges for blue, both to keep Andy from getting quite so much blue and so that I don't get locked out, and so that if Andy did build it at home, you could overpopulate their star, but I'm sure Andy wouldn't do that. They'd build it in the colony instead. Yeah, I trade Y3 for G3 here, I think. By taking their G1 out of that Y3 star, the Y3 goes back to the bank. Could be worse, but Andy might move to a star where he could build it safely, and John is giving up his investment. all they had to do earlier was, before moving that away, was spread out. In fact, I should have commented on this before. All John had to do before was spread out their yellows, and they could cash in on that investment by sacrificing the green, and they'd be up another large ship. I don't like moving away to give up the investment here. I'm not sure what this is for, unless they want to build more red, or they want to have their green protected by a medium ship. Yeah, I'm not sure what this is for. Yeah, if I'm Andy, I'm going to build one of those nice large blues. Yep, they're in the colony. John can't build that Y3 because they don't have room anywhere. They're spreading out the yellows so that they can. All right. But if that doesn't prevent Andy from trading his B3 for Y3, so I think Andy's gonna take that opportunity away. Yeah, I don't see much good coming of this. Spreading out the yellows is good, I suppose, but not going to be too productive here. Yeah, Andy trades for the yellow. And Andy's in a position to keep building more blues. John doesn't have a way to get in on that action immediately. John builds green. Okay. Andy... Oh, time to sacrifice a Y3? Oh, yep, it sure is. Because John's got nothing but yellow at his home. So here comes a yellow all the way across the universe. Oh, restarted? Oh, I think... Yeah, I see what happened. So Andy sacrificed the Y3 to move the yellow to a colony and then to Altea, thinking that they would then move into John's home. But Altea isn't connected, so they'll have to discover a large star just in passing. Some graphical glitches here in order to get to John's home and win. Okay, well, that was also quite a short game. Well, 2 short games from Andy Looney and John Cooper, the people who brought us Homeworlds. That's all for now. Thank you for watching.